Hello and welcome to the Banter, where we discuss topical and trending issues. Of course, we air our opinions on the show. My name is Grace Komolafe, and I am super excited to be here today again. Hello, guys. So we're having this man for I think the second or third time again.
Third time actually.
So it's good to have you, Victor Adekola.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Just greet me. Let's move.
Amaka, you're welcome. Easy Bobo.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Easy Boy. Call me Easy. I'm the easiest of all.
His name is Israel Adeyemi.
Yes, I'm Easy.
All this stuff is there. I don't know where it's coming from. And Juve.
You know how it is, it's your boy Juve. I bring nothing but love, nothing but love.
Okay. Some people will say, Mbola to Jasi by you. I don't know this one. Anyway, it's okay to share love on this table. You know, I appreciate it. And because I'm trying to emulate you, I'm trying to learn from you, you can feel the texture, hear the texture of my voice. Who can feel it? They feel it? We'll go plenty, don't worry. We'll be more than this. We'll start doing our thing. Thank you, guys. You are welcome. That's on a lighter mood. So we need to really go straight into today's topic. As usual, we do have 2-3 topics to deal with. But then, I think we'll go for 3 today.
We are capable.
Should we vote? 2, 3,
We are
2.
capable. 3.
You're
We are
sure?
capable.
All right, so 3 topics. Let's start with this one. You know, we've had stories like a man sending, maybe a young guy sending another young lady to school while he is busy doing stuffs, you know, just to ensure that this lady's, you know, there. And at the end of the day, it turned out to be a different ball game. Of course, we've also heard stories of elderly men, like very matured men, nurturing young ladies to go to school, get stuff done. And at the end of the day, some of them works and some, turns out to be something else. We have it vice versa. And we just want to pick a topic around this, asking if you prefer a man or a woman who assisted you throughout your educational process from primary, possibly, because, we have cases like that. Yeah. You see that Baba, you know, taking care of, sending money to that family to say, oh, no, let her go to school, not knowing that there is there's a motive behind it. So we are asking that, would you prefer that man or woman who will take his time to push you through school and, of course, you come out and you eventually settle for him or her. So it's both ways now. Or you just want that ready-made person, a ready-made man or woman, that's a wealthy man or a wealthy woman to settle down with. So that's what we want to speak to today. Juvie, it's okay you're looking at me. Let me start from you.
Oh, well, hello, everyone. How you doing? Well, it's different strokes for different folks. For some, it's workouts. I remember not quite long, a Chinese man in Kano. You know, there was an incident how he said he had spent so much on a young lady. And for him, unfortunately, the young lady found love elsewhere. And, you know, he came back and, well, I think the case is still in the law courts. We don't know the outcome eventually. And I also saw something on social media not quite long, how that a young lady who was sent by a man who was a mechanic, you know, when we say meko, and the lady came back. But in some cases, we also found rather disheartening situation now that a man or a woman leaves the country, finds something else somewhere else, and decides, I don't think we're on the same class. You really won't understand what I'm saying anymore. Like,
so at this point, you no longer understand.
Girl,
He doesn't really understand.
Okay, so let's Israel pick it from. So you can pick it up from there.
Destiny, right? Yes. But they had an understanding before you left. Like we were having something.
Yeah.
That's how destiny works now.
So destiny can change at any
Destiny help
time.
us.
Destiny can change at any time.
Yes, now.
Okay, so let's have it.
Okay, I think for me, it's neither here nor there. I think it depends on who is involved. Now, I used to tell people that love or marriage is not something to be rushed into. And any investment you have given to an opposite sex or a preconceived fiancé or fiancée in this case, just know that you are doing it for God.
Okay.
Yes. No. Yes. Know that you are doing it for God. If you as a guy devote your time, your money, your resources on a lady, you share your own education to give a girl, a lady, the needed education, and you think that lady will come back and marry you that's uneducated.
No, you guys had an understanding.
Forget it. See,
she's my girl, like
Hold
my
on.
girl.
What I'm saying is this. You know the kind of people, you know the exposure the lady will have had in school.
Is your
He cannot.
your mindset.
Mindset.
Doesn't
They're not
necessarily
good.
mean.
If you see, have you? I don't know if a guy who is not educated has asked you out before.
Yes.
So why are you not with that person? Why?
Okay, are you turning the table to me now?
Yes,
Don't do that.
There are two things. There are things that are not compatible. See, compatibility is not just for one thing.
I think it's. I think it's.
Begin to banter over it. Let's just have everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
So let's have it.
Look, there are different things that can happen, especially with time. So, I mean, you're talking of somebody who is uneducated, but it could be somebody who is educated or not educated. Now, somebody who has not been to the university system most likely has been in the confines of his or her parents' house for, who knows, maybe they've not even gone out of home before. And maybe university is the first place they're having that exposure. Do you understand? Now, like a hen that is put in the cage, by the time you open the cage, the hen, I mean,
Just go for like 1 week, he will not come back.
So, I mean, don't underestimate, especially when you see that the lady is naive. You're not going to lock her at home. Eventually, sooner or later, she has to go out. And by the time she goes and experience other things, and perhaps maybe you're even a family friend, then she comes back after 2 years and say, I see you as a brother.
Is it not better for you to see? Is it not better you see yourself as brothers from the beginning?
You took his money. No, you took his money.
Yes. Put as a brother
Somebody is a family friend.
I feel for a man to devote his time, his money and energy on you, to invest on you, that means he sees something big.
Yes.
So I'm not disputing the fact that yes, a guy can invest on a lady he's dating, and then she goes to school, and maybe she opens her eyes to the things of the university, you get, and then. But I feel your training, how you were trained, your morals, your maturity should speak. It's just like my guy now.
Is it morally wrong for you to change your mind about who you want to spend the rest of your life with?
Why did you say no? Why did you say no when he was investing in you?
Okay, so
he might have said he might not have the capacity to say no by then. It might not. In fact,
so I think I also have an
does not even have the
opinion.
future. Okay.
Right, guys. I think I also have an opinion, so I like to share. So I quite agree with you. You know, probably at that point when they started, like you also said, either the ladies, vice versa, because most of you are tilting it towards just the ladies. No, it's both sides. Yes.
We had a case of a lady that almost went into depression because she sponsored her to get
the guy. Yes, so it's vice versa. So now, at that point, probably when they started, he or she wasn't exposed to some kind of life, some lifestyle or desires, you know. And in the near future, as he or she begins to mix with people, network, and you now believe, oh, this is where you belong. You truly found where you belong. And where?
With your parents' money.
No. Okay, so this is it. Now, the point is not whose money.
It's part of the point.
It is, but I'm just going somewhere. For me now, the point is it's not whose money. I'll give you an example. Now, my father has been training me from inception, KG and all of that. And I got to secondary school. They started a secondary school friendship. I'm just giving an instance. Yeah. It's my dad paying my bills, you know. But I found a secondary school friendship. And we started, and I got to into higher institution. And somehow I saw the different environment. I began to learn some new things. And maybe I return back from school and I say, hey, guy, I think we can move on. Is it not possible?
It's a different
No. I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere.
to what she's
I'm going
saying.
somewhere.
No,
I'm
no,
going
this
somewhere.
is- I-
Okay, I'm going somewhere.
Alright.
I'm going somewhere. So now I now come back to say, guy, I'm sorry. I think the level is no longer the same. I have a better exposure now, and I think this is where I belong. The bottom line is money. The money, not who spends the money. My parents spent money on me, and I actually am in a relationship. And at the level I got to, a certain level, I felt, okay, I can no longer go with this relationship. I can call it off. In the same line, I am in a relationship with someone who is now in a position to sponsor me.
What makes him in a position to sponsor you?
No, maybe the guy just feel because of love, let me be giving you money. Not because he might not be really wealthy. Okay. Like at that point, not like the guy is really rich, but he's struggling. Oh, I love this guy. I love this guy. Both ways. I love this guy. I love this girl. Let me support. He will go to farm. He will go to work and give money to support. But at some point, the guy or the girl now felt, hey, I think I'm at that level. I can't go on. Money. It doesn't matter who is spending the money. The exposure is it for me.
Exactly.
There are some
If you're doing it, you're
It does now.
Jovi, there are some cases
doing
where
it at
a
your
guy,
peril.
I could meet a guy today,
doing it.
and
So
maybe, there are some cases where I could meet a guy today, and he begins to fit my institution this thing bills, and I notice a trace of man bitter or jealousy.
But you didn't tell him to stop spending.
No, at some point I notice it, you get, and I'm stuck. I'm in a dilemma. I don't know if I should tell him or if I should not tell him. You get the logic. No.
So I think for me, the real issue here is that we should have it at the back of our mind. It might be maybe as a guy or as a babe, as a lady, to avoid stories that touches the heart, to avoid hypertension. Any money, any investment you give to your partner, just note that you are doing. Since you are not married, if you are married, it's another ball game. But you are not married. In fact, most of these cases.
So
Wait.
we are also drifting away.
Wait.
We are also drifting
Wait,
away
I'm
from
going
the
somewhere,
main
so-
topic.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with this conversation. It's fine, but the main question is, which one would you prefer?
Who sent me to school?
Yes.
Or the one
Who have sacrificed and all of that. Or I think I just want someone who's already made, who has money. There's no need for you to support me and all of that. Let's just get into marriage proper.
So what happened to the person that has been supporting
No, she
her?
said,
Well,
which do you prefer?
Which one do
Which
you
one
prefer?
do
And
you
what
take?
are your reasons?
Between
I think it's Amaka's one.
definitely it is. It may sound absurd or cliche, but I would prefer the one who trained me in school, and not the one that is already made.
Why?
Ah!
So they won't talk back and say they won't use some words that say that you can't do anything.
That's not every guy. Majority of the guys that invest their time, their money, their energy on you, trust me, that guy has good intention for you.
Okay.
Yes, he does have good intention for you. No man who wants to sit and invest his money on you without having good intention on you. So any man that trains me in school, I know that he's projecting my future. Okay. He wants me to be a better person tomorrow.
So what about at a point you begin to see some of the attitude, behavior that you feel you can't deal with? He has trained you, he has spent a whole lot, and you feel, I can't stay with this for the rest of my life. So what would happen?
Okay, if
No.
okay, I could sacrifice to try to change him. When I say I cannot do it, yeah, when I say I cannot do it, that's why I said going to start to
Change yourself. You can never change a man.
Man changer, miracle worker.
Okay, GB, speak to this.
Truth is, it's vice versa. In some instances, a well-to-do lady helps you. But for me, I think it's from the point of, do we have an agreement before you started? You say you noticed stuff. Did you stop collecting money from him? No. So that means you were not being truthful to him. There's no integrity. No, I'm saying...
Even when the job is on giving you issues and all of that, you still continue to do the job.
It's a different ball game. No, it's a different ball game. It's not a job. I'm saying a girl. My emotion is involved.
It's a commitment. It's an investment.
It's the
Why we call somebody an
The same way you
investment?
commit to your job, the same way you commit to a relationship.
For some of us, it's not the money. It's the emotional investment,
Okay, so it's an
psychological
investment.
investment. Because I call you almost every time. How are you? Are your parents send
not
any
every
stuff?
investment
You know
is
you
a
have
physical cash.
Yes, that is it. The emotional investment in this enterprise.
Yeah.
Then you walk away telling me you found a better place to live. That Allah not just bring back my money. We'll take it back. Bring back my emotion. The times I spent. It's unfair. I feel it's unfair. Once you start 1 month, 2 months, and you could tell.
Okay,
Oh,
so
this guy.
which do you prefer?
I'm a man.
Okay.
I will marry a woman, not the other way around.
You don't want the woman to sponsor, be part of your...
It's not biblical. Abraham. Hold up. I'm telling you, it's not
That's a
biblical.
different
Let
ball
a
game.
man. Let
That's
a
a
man.
different
A
ball
man.
game.
Okay, it's
We have
the
countries
God of
where-
Abraham.
wait, we have
Listen. Let me
countries
establish
where-
this.
where-
Then
where men-
I'll be out.
Where women pay a groom's
In-
price.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So is that against
India, they
God?
pay that way. I'm aware. I'm saying
It's a tradition.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yes.
Jacob even labored for 21 years just to
Yes.
marry. It helps you, your self-esteem as a man,
Okay.
to be able to foot the bill and say, babe, I love you, I'm paying this. They say, how much? 1 million. I say, okay, it's fair money, I'm going to work. I pay it. But when the woman is paying that, one day she turns and like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do you think
every
you are?
woman do it.
That's a question for
Not
another
every woman
Okay,
do
so
it.
let's
That's
have-
a conversation for another day.
I want to marry my
Let's
wife.
have it so we
Pay
can
the
do
bride
10
price.
seconds.
Okay,
Let's have it. We need
I
to
think for me, and I'll continue to say this, Charlie, to guys, when you want to make decisions as it regards to marriage, care must be taken. You must be very, very careful. Serious carefulness is needed. Because because love at first sight, people say love at first sight, it might not take you anywhere. There are other ingredients that will make your marriage or your relationship go stronger. You have commitment, you have physical compatibility, you have trust, you even have religion, patience. You have some people that are too religious, just like Jufi. Religious people, you have to.
I'm not too religious.
That is not too.
I'm not too. No,
undermined,
I love it
understand?
when you say I'm religious, but I'm
So-
not too, because that is the standard. I'm not too
yes, that
religious.
are religious. So you have to be very, very careful. So at some point, when you discover that this person who has been investing in me, in fact, for me personally, maybe the way I was raised, when I do anything for somebody, I don't do it because I'm expecting anything in return.
This is a
Calm
woman you
down.
are in a relationship with.
Calm down.
I'm not saying anybody.
Calm
I'm not
down.
saying you walk up to black. You walk up to.
Calm down.
The main idea is why
Calm
you even
down.
get into a relationship with that woman
Calm
at
down.
first.
That I'm
would be the- that
investing.
would be the
That's what I'm saying.
first
When you
idea.
have it at the back of your mind that because you are spending on this person, the person has the responsibility of paying you back with love. That is, I can be in a relationship with somebody and still spend for that person. I can also be have a friend who I'm not in a relationship with and spend for that person. I won't put it at the back of my mind that
Depends on
I
the
want this
spending.
person. Then definitely you are thinking you are
Okay, let's
thinking
have
plenty
a
money
30
will
seconds.
Where you spend your
Let's have
casual
a 30
friend.
seconds.
It's way different.
You have your thing.
Let's have it right away.
I think it is absolutely unwise to make, because that is what I would call a stupid investment. Yes.
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 Are you saying it's
I
you?
second everything he says. Because look, in relationship, money is not everything. Money is not everything. There, as Juvia has said, don't worry, I'll agree with one thing you've said. As Juvia has said, there's this emotional investment as well. Now, I remember a story whereby a man had been paying for a lady's schooling and everything, and she went behind his back. She went behind his back and married somebody else without him knowing. And so they now had to, he and his family had to come to their house, and was now, because spiritually they tied the lady's womb so that she won't be able to give birth again. Don't ask me. I'm not the one that did it. So okay, so
Let's
sorry.
just imagine the
So
It's a story, imagine it.
out of the video, you can see it after the show. But then the family of the man had to go and beg that, please.
I think it actually reminded me of a video that I saw too.
Yeah. So that, and so the family.
This one is not Nollywood.
It's
though.
not. See, the family of the man had to be begging. The family of the woman rather had to now be begging them that, please, so release the womb of the woman. Then the father of the man will like say, pay us all the money that you've been, we've paid for your school fees. Do you understand? Because so sometimes you don't, there are some investments you don't make and be expecting returns, as usual as said. I mean, you don't spend all your money on a woman and you think that she is going to get married to you. I mean,
Okay, so all right. So just to buttress your point, I saw a video some times ago. It was really weird, from the up north. They were just having a ceremony, a marriage ceremony, and from nowhere, a very big snake python just came and wrapped the girl, wrapped and began to stretch, and people were screaming, people were running. Yes, they spoke in their dialect, but someone was interpreting that the issue was that a guy has been taking care of her for several years, has been there for her, sent her to school and all of that. Only
They do the wedding. They don't do it for later.
he's up north.
Okay.
Up north. Only for her to come up and say she's no longer in love with this person. She wants to marry this person. And that guy had to go extra mile, go diabolical, and sent that stuff.
It's painful.
I like, I could not even watch till the end. The thing was just stretching at this. So they were calling his name. They should go and look for him, or they should call him to come and they should beg him to release her. Okay, in fact, come and take her, and all of that. So beyond physical, if we want to begin to look into the spiritual aspect of it, I think, there are implications. There are implications. So basically, I don't know. I want us to do more. Let's not do 30 more seconds. We've actually made our points because of time, so we can move. Basically, I'll just say that. So I'll just say that whatever you can handle that much. To be very candid, whatever you won't be able to handle, it's better you don't even give it a try. But it is true that we don't see the future. Nobody knows tomorrow. So, but at the early point, when you begin to see signs that, I think I will step out. If there are better ways to engage the partner, your other partner, I think it will be nice you do so early enough. Not like those people that you already know now that you will not continue, and you continue to collect the guy or the lady's money. That's where
utter wickedness.
I think for me, I think we need to advise everyone that when you are investing in a lady or in a guy, have it at the back of your mind that the guy or lady can leave you.
anytime. You are just
And
being
let
sacrificed.
there be a conversation about that.
I'm just doing this for God.
Yes,
There's
you
another
I'm
understand?
just doing this for God.
If
Yeah.
I know you may have good intention towards your spouses, the one person you're dating.
Yeah, I will.
You may have good intention towards the person you're dating. If you want to invest in a girl or a boy, pray about it. I know we are not being too religious here, but why don't you pray and ask yourself, will this girl turn her back on me? Will this guy turn his back on me?
So God will
Okay.
this guy will come back on.
My dear sister. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's have Juvie.
Well, truth is, this was what I witnessed, on campus. We were just on campus and we're like, hey, everybody, hey. Like, what happened? A young man came to school and baited a lady with, H2SO4. Wow. I mean, it wasn't a joke. They were in a relationship and all that. Then they went to serve and they came back and the lady went to marry someone else and the guy heard. So he came back. It wasn't a joke. It was, we came out of the hall and like.
Why did
and
you
so
change the guy? What happened later?
No, it's love gone sour now. And so be careful. If you're not, be truthful, be honest with whatever you're doing. Truth, yes, sometimes you change the environment, you see other people. But also have it at the back, someone that is working and sweating and giving you the money and you are eating the money, like we said, you eat the money. And you're not thinking that this guy could do just about anything to get back at you. Let's be careful. I understand it's true when you're in a relationship and you give. It's not a duty that you must give a woman money when you are in a relationship, like it's not compulsory. but you want to oil the relationship. And so when you're giving in those moments, just know that you're doing this. Should the person change his or her mind, you should just know that, okay, well, these things will happen.
All right, thank you. So before we go on a break, wow.
I think for you to invest, rather than investing in that lady or in that guy, bring your money to Soup News and come and invest. Bring that business.
Okay.
Bring that business.
Okay, so but I like to bring us back to the topic as we go on break. You know, majorly it's about either you want it this way, you don't care settling for that person that would support you from day one till time of marriage, or you want to go into you want to settle with already made guy or lady, whichever it is. Compatibility is very key. Be sure that he's that kind of person or she's that kind of person you feel comfortable with, you can go out with, you can show around, and be sure that it's true love. Because if you go, because no, you can.
True love.
You can be sure. If there's a deceit in your heart, you would know that this is actually not true. So, because at the end of the day, you might just go halfway and the relationship will crumble. Yes, I don't think money is enough to hold a relationship or a marriage. All right, guys, let's go on a short break. And I'd like you to quickly go on a social media platform, be part of this conversation. We can come back and pick up from there. You never can tell. Yes, we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show, The Banter. Of course, we've been having a great time here. The conversation has been very interesting. So we'll just go straight into the second topic for today. Yes, you know, initially I said let's vote 2, 3, 2, 3, but of course we are doing just 2 topics today. Let's speak to morals in public and private universities. Yes, and this is as a result of the video we saw where one of the school management staff, was actually cutting a hair of a student. The interpretation was that probably the hair was too long, the style or something, and they had to bring it down. They had to reduce the length. So let's speak to that. When it comes to enforcing discipline, to what extent do you think schools should go? And yes, we'll also be looking at public and private universities. Which do you think has more levels when it comes to strictness, when it comes to instilling morals and all of that? So I started with Juvie earlier. Let's go.
Okay, so when I saw the video, I'm like, waiting we carry, waiting the truth, kill like you. But at another time, I thought of it. I'm like, okay, well, I think the school has the responsibility of creating rules, and I'm sure that that babe knows the rules and regulation of that school before going against it. But it will have, I don't know why these days, if anything that happens, go on social media. That's my concern. That's my concern. Must we put everything on social media? In fact, for me, the person who did the worst in that video was the person taking the video. Because why must he take such a video?
What was the intention?
Okay, what intention would he have had to take such video? Because somebody here is being disciplined. He's being told that what you have done is wrong.
So
and we did not see the lady.
Wait. It was extreme. So that was why he was.
But if it was extreme, the student would have said no. Why?
No, she has the right to.
That's what I'm saying.
So
definitely,
the school constitution.
Definitely she knows that what she's doing is wrong.
How about if it wasn't completely spelled out? What do I mean? Like, okay, don't make lengthy hairstyle, but they didn't give, say a particular length. So let's have.
Well, most schools. I mean, for me, I graduated from a private university, so most schools, they will tell you that they should not pass shoulder length.
Exactly.
Right? They should not pass shoulder length. But it doesn't mean I'm necessarily for the strictness in Nigeria private universities, because as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria private universities are turning to secondary schools. University is not just meant for academics alone.
I think that's because we attended a private university. If you attended a public university, you would even want to.
Okay. But it is not meant for academics alone. It is a place to learn, right? Quite all right. But you learn about life, you connect with people there, you gain experiences, and of course, academics is there as well. Now, in terms of morality between private and public, I feel like even so-called missionary schools now, some are even doing worse. You won't know. You may just see on their prospectus that, oh, okay, a leading missionary school under so church. But they say it's when you enter there, you really see that these days there's no more difference. They are not missionary in the school again. They are not missionary in the missionary school.
Okay, so let's come to Juvie. So when it comes to strictness in schools, private or public, to what extent, at what point would you say this is too much?
Well, at what point I went to a federal tertiary institution, so and before you get to an institution of learning of that pedigree, you are perceived to be an adult. And so nobody should tell you should come and say, wear your pants, don't wear your pants, pull this down or don't pull this. There wasn't any rule, but there was a particular time our school came up with some rules. Predominantly they are northern, so the hair is usually covered. But there are some dress sense you don't. And every institution has its own ethics and what is allowed. If you signed the dotted line and you said you wanted to be a part of it, while you are within campus, stay within their laws. If you're not comfortable, there are other schools that don't tell you whether you come to lecture or not. And I'm not saying schools should go ahead and begin to victimize students. I think there are better ways we carry out some things. And like you said, why do we need such content online? You know, the emotional damage it does, it will do to that person. It's also there. And so, but before you step out from your home, if you're not cultured, when you go out there, it's easy for you to amplify whatever it is you're doing. And so you are perceived first as an adult when you get into nobody even tells you to come to class apart from maybe some lecturers that tell you, I had a lecturer, then we say
the moment you see the timetable, you know you should be in school.
They said continuous assessment. That is how it tells you continuous. And when you don't have it, you don't argue, you don't write his exam. I mean, it's that, and he knows your name. But for some, they don't care because it's a higher institution of learning. So you go there, and when you'll be certified, it's in character and learning.
Okay. So let's come to Amaka. So when we talk about these rules and guidelines, don't you think some are actually infringements of on students' personal choices?
Yes, I feel so.
So
They are.
What do you think?
I will narrow it down to when I was in boarding school before I take it to when I was in the tertiary institution. Now, I went to a boarding house and we had this rule that you don't wear short skirts. You don't make your hair. You don't wear makeup. You don't wear lipstick. I remember coming to school one day after a long break and I had this senior. She liked short skirts. She used to sneak and wear it together. But that day, she wore it inside her long skirt. And then we have all this mistress who search us and everything. And then she touched her and noticed that she was wearing 2 skirts.
But that was inside her long skirt. It was inside.
No, they told you, don't bring it to school at all. Don't wear it. Okay. And then she noticed and she saw it. She told her to pull the first one. She pulled it. Wow. She saw the second one. It was short. You know what this woman did? She carried the scissors and tore it. That's an infringement on the girl's rights. To me. Why would you tear her skirt like that? The best you'd have done is tell her, go back home. You don't tell her, go back home or take it out. And then you tore it on her body. You made her half naked. Now, I went to a public school.
Was it a mixed school?
Yeah, it was a mixed school, boys and girls. I went to a public school. We are free. You're free to wherever you want to wear whatever you want to wear. But lecturers are also free to walk you out of the class when they don't like what you wear.
Yes. Probably so that you know for some people,
because if you don't take that course and they mark attendance minus.
Okay, you know that for individuals now, what will make you feel somehow maybe aroused, let me use that word, it might not make you feel same way. What will appeal to you might not appeal to you. So if as a lecturer I don't complain about what you wear does not mean another lecturer, because he doesn't want to be tempted. So if a lecturer sends you out of the classroom because of what you're putting on, I think that's not the wrong thing to do. If you ask me, it's just to help him to be able to focus and not cross the line. Because at the end of the
I
day,
have a story about
what
that.
exactly are we learning from all of that?
No, you can't say because you want to learn, you're making your lecturer uncomfortable.
yes, being seductive, being
I think
seductive
it
and all
happens
of
to
that.
me. I have one of this, my lecturer. I don't know if he's watching me now. He will tell us then. He will tell ladies, don't wear trousers to my class. Wow. In fact,
So what if I wear trousers and I put a long,
but
top on it?
Ladies don't wear trousers to his class. In fact, at a time when he became the HOD, we tried to enforce it. It's a public school, a state-owned school.
So that the department, nobody should use.
But when he became the HOD, I think he was not able to enforce it. But he enforced it in his own class. He will tell you, for my own class, don't wear trousers to my class. So what I'm saying is this. We should learn to respect rules. I think this is one of the issues we have in this country. Learn to respect rules and regulations. They are meant for us. And I don't know, we too get strong edge. Because as soon as they put down that rules, the urge to break that rule is always there. But even at that, we must learn to respect rules. So if this is their rules in Bowen, I think
there's no law, there's no
okay.
sin.
So yes, let's speak to public schools and private schools. Let's compare. So in OAU, am I right? Obafemi Awolowo. No, not OOU, not Obafemi Awolowo. Now OOU. Olabisi Onabanjo, I mean to say. So sometimes ago, I visited that school, and from the very entrance, students will have to drop from the vehicle. And okay, so this man behind the camera is telling me that I'm speaking about in school. Look, anyway, I'll come to that. So right away from the entrance, all the students will have to step down from the vehicle and walk through a small gate, and the security guys will check you up. Male security personnel will check the male guy, and vice versa. Anyways, and they look at the color of your hairdo. They look at the color. So if you're having something like a student, yes. Okay, so for me, I visited, and this kind of small body now. So I I didn't drop from the bus because I wasn't a student. And somebody was like, come down there. So I dropped, and they were also asking, I can't remember what I was wearing, but there were questions. Of course, I don't dress revealing anyways, but I can't remember. I know there were questions, and I had to call the person I was going to see, a lecturer. And they were like, no, she's not a student, she's not a student, let her come in. So, but for me, in fact, the stress of stepping down from where the vehicle stopped, walking through, you have to go down before you join the bus again to now go into the, and the kind of rules, because I saw it. I actually saw some people, the way they were dressed. For me, I don't think you should send such dressing out, send such people back home because of what they wore. With what I saw, I don't know how to explain.
Most of them are just
I think
most of them
because
are
of
just
the,
so that speaks to the extremism now.
Yes,
so now I'm saying that let's speak to public and private schools. I don't know if you visited some of the private schools, and let's just,
Okay, for me, I think public schools are really coming up with rules now. They are trying to bring up the morality of the institution. We have a lot of them who tell you, don't use this, you can't use this. I think they have reasons for that, and I think to me that is commendable, because most of the bad things we learned is while we were in school. Yes, because we have a lot of influence, we have a lot of peer group friends and all those. I think that is, but it becomes infringement on my rights if you bring out a rule without consulting me. Maybe I've been admitted into this school and you don't tell me that as a guy I can't use earrings.
As a matter of fact, for that school, I think it was an upgrade.
If you now tell me
the rules were actually an upgrade.
You didn't tell me before I signed the dotted line. you're going against my.
What about
so you should let
returning
me
students?
know.
They are already in school.
Excuse
you
me.
should let
Okay,
me know.
so what about returning students?
You should let me know. You should let me know.
Israel, what about returning? These students are already in school, like you mentioned. So maybe they went on holidays and they are coming back, and the school will just come up with one rule like that. Should I, because of that, now leave the school 200
Most
level?
times, well,
So they
for
should let them know.
my school, I think there are usually bulletins. Once there's going to be any change for holidays, whatever we all know, we go to our notice board in front of the hall. All right, and we see this is what's happening. This is the latest. Right.
What if I've been offline and I travel?
See, sweetheart,
Ask
ignorance
sweetheart,
is no
oh.
ignorance.
This
is
guy
no
came with love on the
excuse.
table today.
Ask your classmates, your
Ignorance
classmates.
is
What if I've been
no
off
For a
excuse.
while, maybe I went for something.
But you have classmates.
Yeah,
You can get
see-
information from them.
All right.
Okay, so let's have Juvi. Let's have Juvi.
There was a particular time on campus, girls could visit us until the male hall and stay until like say 10.
PM.
Yes, 10 p.m.
Ah.
Then hold up.
Is the campus
Later,
in school?
yes, now.
Okay, it's
Yes.
not off
So
campus.
later they stopped it entirely. For me, I had no problem, but it was, sometimes it was strange seeing girls around. Then I went to UJ. There was a particular hall, male and female reside. I was like, what? You guys are chilling. You guys are chilling. I think a great deal of it is who you are before you get to school and you step out. Who you are. I don't need you
want
to
to speak
tell
to
me.
that?
I don't need you to tell me this is good. I know what is good.
Good.
So I don't even need the school to tell me.
What is good to you might not be good to somebody else.
Yes, I'm just saying.
But because you are in the school.
Calm down, nigga.
Okay.
So back in the day, it used to be adults entering the university, but now things have changed
Yes.
a lot. And in fact, that is part of the reason why the rules are even becoming more stringent. Let's be frank now.
Train your kids before you send them to school.
Okay.
How many training can you do?
That will affect someone. Don't say that
And
will affect someone.
no, there's no way it won't have effect on some category of, for, I mean,
See,
our safety. It's even
Yes.
for our safety. Do you know some people could decide, I'm coming to this lecture hall, the weather is too hot, I just want to come this way.
Exactly.
And they come that way and...
Which one is just on the come this way?
Yes,
What is
they
this?
come
This way,
this
you
way.
understand?
And the old guys are like, woo, 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 woo. Lecture won't hold.
Okay, so let's speak to, let's speak
No,
to,
that'll be another
let's
lecture.
speak. Okay, so some private schools, you see them coming up with uniform. Because so someone
Assembly halls.
you are the one that spoke to, you mentioned school returning to secondary, a university becoming secondary school. So when I see schools like that, university, you have to come to school, come to the campus with a particular dress style, like uniform. I know that for law students and maybe medical students. No business words.
I know banks they usually
No,
have
you
their
can tell them to tie up.
No, they have their
No, they have their
uniform.
uniform.
You see their
In my school,
uniform.
they have
Once
their
you see
uniform.
bands, you know this is.
So you know that this is
yes.
BAM, this
Okay.
is MASCOM. This
Okay,
is law.
no, not Mascom. I disagree.
In my school, they have.
Mascom, they have uniform, not
I
law.
think white, maybe on Monday.
Private school or public
Yes.
school? Private school or public school?
Public.
Okay.
Mine
Wow.
is also state.
Okay. So for my school, I think when you see those from that accountancy, biz admin, you can identify them through the way they dress, not because they're in uniform. And not uniform like white and blue, black and, but the way they will dress corporate, you would know that, okay, these people they are from biz admin, they are from accountancy and all of that. So, but then it moves to me seeing private students, private universities, private institutions, where they mandate that you have to use white and black, Monday to Friday. If it's not white and black, we don't want you on campus. Please, I don't know. Let's briefly speak to this. If it's because for me, it made them look like they are secondary school. That was where they were coming from. Why don't you allow them some level of freedom?
If you saw one of the previous edition of early exchange, I think it was the teachers, what teachers they and Ronke Posh was saying how that schools, you're not being forced to register your kids in a particular school, your words in a particular school. If you get in and you see their terms and you feel, no, this isn't, I don't think my child fits here, you withdraw your child. And more so, Victor started saying something now that when I got to school, when I saw the boys doing their masters, postgraduates, they were coming with their cars, they were big, their beards were, you can't tell those ones to come wear uniform.
Uniform.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But when you have 16-year-old, they're not done with, mommy, what do I do next? They can't.
So that's why they have to continue that line.
I think
I know that you can tell them.
Have
That's where you
become
have to wear
wasted.
uniform.
Like they don't have power
You can't
again.
tell those ones.
In my school, my department,
Then there was this lecturer, this very, very strict lecturer. He told us, be coming to school by 7.
No,
And you will wear your
even
uniform.
6:30.
Who are you? If you don't wear it,
Okay,
it's deducting your mark.
It's the
You have
uniform
to
for
wear
me,
it.
honestly, because
you have to wear
if I went through primary and secondary school for all of these years, 12 years put together, with a particular, from Monday to Friday, I think coming to the university, I should, have some level of freedom of what to wear. But when I say what to wear, that does not mean I will put on something that will make others feel uncomfortable and all of that. No, if you ask me. So while we do our 30 seconds.
Also, what we call, that's my 30.
Okay, so while we do your 30 seconds, let me add this to it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you want to share, let's also put your advice for schools, students, and management.
I think what I call safe to wear, it will be different from. And there are some people, there is nothing they wear for, especially ladies, with the way their physiognomy is. See, tie 100 wrapper, there is nothing that is going to hide anything. And so for that reason, you find some schools would say, okay, just so that we have a little control over this. I'm not saying it is okay for you to tell me to wear a uniform. And also, please, ignorance is no excuse. I like to say that because you are perceived to have read their rules and regulations, and if that lecturer was wrong, the school administration should be sued. Simple. Should be sued for violating the rights of that student. But if it's within their constitution, then the young lady, sorry, just take out.
Okay, so while I also told that line, I will also schools, very important these days, like I said earlier. Schools should be careful because we are trying to nurture these lives. It would be unfair of us to make them feel uncomfortable and bad, make them a worse person rather than nurturing them. We must be careful. I think institutions like that should know a better way to approach that kind of a girl, a lady, and correct her rather than doing that. Because in that video, you discover that there are students there. I love to be corrected, but I will appreciate if you correct me privately. Okay. You understand? That will go a long way to help me know that what I've done is wrong, not that you want me to.
Than you embarrass me in the public.
Than you embarrass me in public. Trust me, that girl won't feel good. You feel embarrassed. So I think this is important. And I think institutions should know how to do these things better because it's a research ground. You understand? It's a place where research goes. Yeah, so they should know how to do this better. Also, because the lady, I think the woman was saying that was saying this was not what your mommy paid for, something like that. She was trying to refer to the parents. So we really don't know if the parents sent that woman to do that. But even if the parents sent that woman to do that, then the parents have not done it right. They have not done it. We need to look for.
We would have loved to also speak to that angle,
yes,
the place of parents when it comes to correcting kids, but we do not have the time. All right, let's have Victor.
Learning never really ends. I mean, there will always be rules. Every institution have their rules. And so, as Juvia said, you can't claim ignorance because you must have known them before entering inside. So the question really is, what rules are really helping? Like, what rules are we setting? And what are we actually learning in response? Because you see some ladies, and they will tell you, don't do purple braids, don't like just leave your hair. But then after school, you see them doing exactly that. So what exactly are they actually teaching, really, at the end of the day? So I think that is a question I'll just throw out in the air.
My mom will always tell me something. Let the school pass through you and you also pass through school. Now, speaking to public and private school, this is the digital age, this is the Gen Z age. You should create like a committee, a psychological committee that can speak to the mind and the morals of these students. You teach them, okay, these are rules and regulations. You're supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. You don't just wake up one morning and then set for regulation and then embarrass somebody publicly. It has psychological effects on the person.
All right. Okay. So thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Before we call it a day, I just want to put my input. You talking about what they do behind closed doors was actually a point I wanted to make. Because I think there are better ways to do these things. Why most of the students, they do things in the open and behind closed doors, they go to do other things simply because of the way and manner, the approach, the school management, teachers, lecturers, and all of them, the way they get to handle issues. So because of this, I want to say that let's find a better way to, because, things are changing, times are changing. Gone are the days where young ones will persevere. Even when you scold them, they hold back. They can't even get home to tell their parents that you scolded them. But in today's age and time, they will cry home and tell their parents. Some parents will even come back to fight. That also speaks to the place of parents to do it correctly. When your child are really doing things your children are doing things that are not okay, don't come and fight in the public. Also try to speak to them, let them see reasons why this and that should not be done. And in private and public schools, coming to this comparison, well, whatever it is, I think they should just do what is best and also put the students in consideration, understanding that they are getting matured and wiser by the day. Yes, so thank you guys. Thank you for your time. I hope to see you again next time on the show. And we'll call it a day. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. I want to say a big shout out to all the guys behind the camera. Yes, thank you for the job well done, and thank you for always being there. See you guys again tomorrow. Bye.